All right, let's pull back the curtain on the magic that keeps your favorite TV shows on the air. We're diving into a high-stakes world where even a single second of dead air is a total disaster. Today, we're exploring the two absolute pillars of modern television IT: reliability and security.
Now, this is actually part 4 of a 10-part tutorial we're doing. We're basing all of this on a fantastic research report from Virtualization Options LLC. For this explainer, we are zooming in on Chapter 4, which is all about what it takes to keep a television station not only on the air, but also completely secure.
Okay, just look at this. This right here, this is the nerve center. It's a broadcast control room where millions of dollars and the trust of millions of viewers are riding on every single decision. In this world, a glitch isn't just an inconvenience, it's a catastrophe. There's no bigger failure than dead air.
So that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? It's the one question that probably keeps broadcast engineers up at night. How in the world do you engineer a system that is, for all intents and purposes, perfect? How do you build a broadcast system that can handle any single failure and just keep that signal flowing 24/7, 365 without a single hiccup?
Okay, so let's tackle the first piece of that puzzle: reliability. And we're not just talking about buying expensive gear. This is about a whole philosophy of design. It's about building a system that literally expects things to fail and is designed to make those failures completely irrelevant.
So in the industry, they call this high availability. But you gotta understand, what this means in broadcasting is totally different from regular corporate IT. In an office, high availability might be 99.99% uptime. In broadcasting, the goal is basically 100%. The expectation is that the station is always on. It's a completely different universe of pressure.
So how do they actually pull this off? Well, the magic word is redundancy. Imagine your main system is broadcasting live. Right alongside it, a completely identical, mirrored system is running in the background, just waiting. The microsecond, that primary system has a major failure, like a server dies, boom, the redundant system takes over instantly. And to you watching at home, you'd never even know it happened.
But here's the thing, it's not just about preventing a total meltdown, it's also about guaranteeing perfect performance second by second. And that's where something called quality of service, or QoS, comes into play. Think of the network like a busy highway. QoS creates a special, dedicated VIP express lane just for the video and audio data. It makes sure that no matter what else is going on, the broadcast signal gets absolute top-level priority.
And this really shows you why that VIP lane is so critical. The gold standard for sending video over an IT network is something called SEMPS 2110. It's basically the language that all the pro equipment speaks. It sends pure, uncompressed video, audio, and data all as separate streams. That gives you the best quality possible. The catch? It's a data monster. We're talking 100 gigabit speeds just for 4K video. That demands a ridiculously powerful network, which is exactly why QoS is not just a nice-to-have, it's essential.
Okay, so we've built a super reliable stream. Job done, right? Not even close. Keeping the signal on is only half the battle. You also have to protect it. And in the world of broadcasting, security isn't just about protecting corporate secrets, it's about protecting public safety and public trust.
And believe me, the stakes here are astronomically high. This quote from the report we're looking at, it says it all. A security breach at a TV station isn't like your typical data leak. It could mean the emergency alert system fails during a tornado, or that someone broadcasts dangerous misinformation to millions of people. The potential for real, tangible harm is just massive.
So when we talk about securing the signal, it's really a multi-layered attack. It starts with building a security architecture from the very beginning that's designed to keep people out. It also means following super strict rules from government bodies like the FCC. And most importantly, it means having specific, hardcore protections for public safety systems, making sure they are totally isolated and absolutely tamper-proof.
You know, when you start to put all this together, this insane need for reliability and these life-or-death security demands, you realize that broadcast IT, it's just a completely different beast. It plays by a set of rules that you just won't find in almost any other corner of the tech world.
So let's just recap what makes this world so unique. The bottom line is this: in broadcasting, real-time isn't just a buzzword, it is an absolute law. Your office network might worry about delays in milliseconds. A broadcast network is worried about microseconds. Perfect, frame-accurate timing across every single piece of gear is mandatory. And like we just saw, a security breach isn't about losing money, it's about public safety. It's a world built on specialized languages like SMPT 2110 that most IT pros have never even heard of.
And that really brings us to our final thought here, and it's a big one. In this world, the job is just never, ever done. The technology is always changing, which means the challenges of keeping that signal both perfectly reliable and perfectly secure are also constantly evolving.
And that leaves us with this really huge, fascinating question for the future, doesn't it? As broadcasting starts moving more and more into the cloud, using things like AI to create content, the whole game changes again. How do you maintain that absolute microsecond-level control and security when your gear is running on a server hundreds of miles away? That is the constant, evolving puzzle at the heart of modern television IT. And honestly, it's what makes this field so incredibly interesting.